Hey everybody, David here, and today I'm going to be talking about Moon Knight Episode 1, The Goldfish Problem. And this is Marvel's newest MCU series on Disney Plus, but it's the first to be about a new character that we don't know anything about, or at least I don't know anything about because I never read the comics on this character. Uh, my comic knowledge mostly comes from Superman, Batman, Justice League, Spider-Man, X-Men, basically the big name characters that we're already way past when it comes to the MCU. The MCU right now is digging into these characters, the bottom of the barrel characters that like the Guardians of the Galaxy are a great example of the kind of characters that Marvel is reaching down under. But even the Guardians, some people knew some sort of extent to who those characters were. Moon Knight, I have no knowledge. I know there's some people out there that do, and I listen to a lot of those videos to try to get a little bit of knowledge before I see this series. And what did I think of this first episode? I'm gonna say it was really good. I really loved this first episode of this series. Now, at the same time, I think all the MCU shows so far, including WandaVision, Loki, Falcon and Winter Soldier, and Hawkeye, even What If you want to include that one. I kind of don't because it's animated. It's weird kind of comparing it to the rest of them, but it did, What If was a really good show too in its own right. I do feel all those shows have had really good premieres, but this might be my favorite one so far. Maybe close with, maybe tied with Loki, maybe over Loki. I don't know, because I really did like the first episode of Loki a lot also. But yeah, getting to know who this Steven character is, I want to get the character's name right, Stephen Grant, was a really fun experience. And getting to know this character from the ground up and who he is. When we first heard his accent in the trailers, I was a little iffy, and I think a lot of other people were too, about the accent that Oscar Isaac was playing in this role. But for what it's worth, I got used to it really quick and really enjoyed his performance. I'm really looking forward to Mark Spector now, because what we got to see some glimpses of him at the very end of this episode, learning that he's a mercenary over the phone with a friend of his. That I hear will play heavily into the next episode. I'm really liking this character so far with this multiple personality disorder, I guess, is what he has. Apparently, the show is going to lean heavily into mental health. And it's I've dealt with mental health. I'm sure a lot of other people deal with it and know people that deal with it as well. So going into the show, I'm liking what I'm seeing. I'm liking the Egyptian mythology that they're building around this. I kept looking at some of the artifacts, seeing if there was an apocalypse reference, seeing if Marvel was already going to start setting up a new Age of Apocalypse movie again down the road, since we know that the X-Men are coming. I mean, you'd think that they'd want to set that up now. For who knows, maybe down the road they want to play with that again, and we could see Apocalypse done right. Funny enough, Apocalypse, a character who Oscar Isaac has played in X-Men Apocalypse. I really did like hearing the voice of Khonshu, because I was like, who is this character? This is crazy. And he's a familiar actor that I'm aware of, F. Murray Abraham. If you go online and see his IMDb credits, you'll see he's been in a ton of things. I think he's even done a lot of voice acting, so he'll be familiar to you acting-wise and possibly even voice acting. Ethan Hawke, when he showed up, I didn't know what to expect because I don't think the trailers showed too much. I know that there was a clip going around giving us a taste of him, but I think seeing him in this episode gave a really effective, creepy vibe, and I'm really looking forward to seeing more of his character for the rest of this season, seeing what his goal is, because seeing him, what he did to that woman earlier on, like, yeah, I'm going to kill you now because according to this, I guess it was I don't know what you call it, but it's the tattoo he had on his wrist that was measuring her destiny, I guess. and saying that she was going to do something bad in the future. So kind of like I heard Minority Report being, he was like kind of a human Minority Report, referencing the Steven Spielberg classic from 2003, I think, or 2002, where Tom Cruise is dealing like he's framed for a murder that he hasn't even committed yet, but because this machine knows that he's going to do it, he's getting arrested. So that's what this guy does, but he kills them right away without even giving them the chance to like to prove themselves that they can change their destiny. It's like this person is looking at their destiny before they even have the chance to change it if they can. Talk about free will, right? We saw that in Loki with the TMV. Yeah. Anyways, the TMA or something like that. They pruned people without even giving them the chance to like have free will, and that's why the timelines didn't go out of this. This one maybe on a smaller scale than Loki, obviously, but still a similar idea where you have this character that's predetermining people's fates and not even giving them a chance to prove themselves. So he's taking their life away before they can commit that crime. It's going to be interesting seeing what he's all about, what his true intentions are, because it must be something big. And I'm looking forward to, hopefully we don't get into this Mephisto theories again, but I like what I'm seeing. I can't wait to meet Lila, who we saw Steven talking to on the phone very briefly, and she was like, "What's that accent you're making? What's wrong with you? What's going on? You just left me or something?" And so we're definitely going to see more of her. And yeah, I think that's about it. I can't wait to see more of this next week. I really did like, obviously this first episode was a build up getting us into the next episode. Obviously it's very different in tone to some of the other MCU. There's a more it's more supernatural based, so there is a darker tone, creepier tone lurking in this that I'm really enjoying so far, and I can't wait to see how it evolves. So comment below, tell me your thoughts. What do you guys think of the first episode of Moon Knight? Did you watch it yet? If not, go and check it out so we can talk about this stuff, man. Yeah, I mean, you could wait until all 6 episodes are done, but I'm like, no, get into this stuff now. Have a fun conversation with everybody. If you can't, you can't, but if you can, do it. I think this is going to be a good one. So with that being said, tell me your thoughts. Like this video, please subscribe to my channel, and until next time, everybody, take care.